Hi everyone, Stacy from Dies to Die For. Welcome to Tuesday night's paper crafting. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to actually make a card. On June 11th and 12th, we have a live event coming up where we're doing a craft along kit. So tonight I'm going to show you, if you're going to purchase the kit, the prep work that I do beforehand. Usually I write a note in the kits of what you're supposed to do, but I thought tonight I would show you what I want done, or what you can do. Okay, we're going to start with the first card. The first card is going to be a graduation theme, and you are going to see some of our new dies in these kits that will be available on June 1st. Okay, first I took our wood picture frame for our A2 size, and then I took our brand new slimline wood picture frame for our slimline size card kit, and I cut them out in white. Everything in this kit was cut out in white. There's going to be a lot of inking involved in this kit, so those were all cut out in white. And then I cut a white background that got some red on it, but we'll just turn it over. A white A2 size background and a white slimline size background. We're using 3.5 by 8.5 cards. And I'm trying to find, okay, here's my frame that I don't have done. You see that's white. I just took a little gray. And this is the Simon Hurley Wolf ink. I'm going to use all different kinds of inks on these cards, just because I'm not really picky about the kind of ink I use. I mean, I really like Simon Hurley ink, but if there's a color that's not available that I really like in a different, say the distressed inks or something, I will use that. But you just go around the picture frame with your gray. And my gray is a little dried out, so it takes me a little bit more work, but if yours isn't so dry, just don't push so hard, because you don't want it to completely cover. You want to still see a little bit of the white through it. You just kind of want to highlight it and highlight all these little wood grain marks. And take your gray and go around the outside edges. And on the A2 size white base, I also went around the outside edges with the gray. On the slimline, it doesn't matter because the slimline comes all the way to the edges. And then I'm going to do a little bit of the inside, like that. And then I'm going to take my Simon Hurley Bee Sting ink. And again, if you have this kit, you don't have to use the colors that I'm using, whatever works best for you. Oh, I forgot. And I go around the inside just a little. Now this red, you're not completely going around it, just enough to highlight a little bit. And if you have a different, like I said, this is a graduation card, so if you have different school colors, that's why I made it all in white. So the pieces that we are inking, you could do them in blue, you could do them in whatever color works for any cards that you might need to send out. Our school colors here are red and white, so I'm sticking with the red. Okay, we've got this inked, Then this is my inside piece here. And I did ink around, I didn't do it on this one. Let me see, where's another one? Nope, didn't do it on that one either. Here, I'll show you this. I inked around the edge gray and red of this little piece too. This is the piece that's going to go on the inside. Then this is the piece for the inside of this A2 if you're purchasing the slimline kit, and we're going to use this on the inside, so you're going to flip that over as well. Then I don't know if these are the exact pop dots that I will put in the kit, but you will have pop dots. You want to, once they're flipped over and together, you want to take your pop dots and put them right on the back between the two pieces to hold them together. And I don't have that many left on this sheet, so that's just a idea. So see, they're all held together. That way when you go to put it down, it's not going to be as hard to line everything up, to put this down and then put pop dots on that, and just pop dot them all together. Then once we're done with that, those pieces, those are our base pieces. And since we already have the gray ink out, we're going to take our little, I didn't grab any of the other new dies, but this is part of our new glass vases. There's 2 different sizes in it. And I went around the edge in gray, and then I took my gray brush and I just went in the center a little to highlight it gray. Actually, I have one right here that I lost my gray ink pad for a minute, and I can just show you. Just highlight the edges a little. And go in the center just a little bit. You don't want it too dark. Then pick up your ink pad and go around the side edges again. Kind of like that. Alright, then we're done with those pieces. We're going to set those aside. Then we have all these little graduation caps and diplomas in there. There's one larger, and there should, I think, be 4 of the small grad caps and 4 of the small diplomas, 1 larger grad cap, and then the congrats word, the shadow for that. And one more thing, that's all going to be in red. We have the 2 little roses. These are off of our rose set. And this is a new die in the glass vases also that will be releasing June 1st. But I cut out 2 roses. I inked the top of one in red and the bottom of one in green. I inked all of those, but let me show you how. I'm getting too many pieces here. I have a couple of card kits all together right here. That's why it's a little confusing. All right, I took the Game Over ink, which is more of a maroon color. And yes, I'm using an orange brush because I don't have a red one. And then I'm gonna ink with that maroon color. And all of these pieces, the rose, that all of them are getting inked the same exact way. But then I wanted this a little bit darker, so I took some of my Simon Hurley Bee Sting ink and just went over the top again to highlight some of the areas that didn't have a lot of ink on them, and to add a little bit of a more reddish color to that. Let's see, I think I have, yep, I have a rose that still needs to be done here. And sometimes when I'm switching between colors, I will really clean the brush. Not this time, because I want the colors to kind of blend together. So I'm not really worried about cleaning the brush all that well. Just thought we would do that rose since we were at all of those. The stems on this are the only thing in this kit that I have green. So I use the Distress Peeled Paint ink and just did the stem. Then another thing you can do to prep is take your scissors, cutting the wrong one off, see these little side things right here? Those are part of the greenery on the stem, so I'm clipping those off and then clipping around the rose. And the A2 size has this long stem closed rose, and this slimline card like this has a A2, or A2, I can't ink and talk and think, has an open long stem rose like that. The slimline, did I say that? Who knows? It's late again. I intended on getting to this kit a lot earlier, but it didn't happen. So anyway, that's all the pieces that you're going to have to pre-ink and pre-do for this card kit. That was card number 1, the graduation card. And I'm not showing you the finished card yet. You can look on our website tomorrow at about noon and search for the June volume kit. And then you'll be able to see the 3 finished cards. Okay, the second card that we're going to do, and I didn't grab any extra paper, so I'm just going to flip that over so my red ink doesn't get on the light colors that we're using next. This is going to use our new Wisteria die, and I do have that one right here. This one, I love this die. It is so much fun. Let me explain it to you first. This is the Wisteria piece that we're going to be using in these cards. It looks beautiful just like that, but if you want more dimension, there's all these little petal pieces that you can layer on top of the Wisteria. Like this one goes first. This is the biggest one, and you put a couple there and then a couple of that one and just layer them all the way down until you get to these pieces. Those go there, and you can fill it up with those pieces, or you could just put 1 or 2, 3, 4 scattered throughout. It's pretty any way you do it. Now that I've explained the new Wisteria that I absolutely love, let's get on to the card kit. Okay, I cut out a piece, and ignore my hands because I've been inking all night. I cut out a piece of the purple, lavender, or whatever color this is. And then I took, let's see, do I have one that I haven't inked? Nope, I inked them all. Sorry, I was trying to keep some not inked. I took my milled lavender first. And this is also how I did the Wisteria, so we'll do that well. And I went around just the very outside edges with the milled lavender. And then, actually, let's do this Wisteria piece while I have 2 Wisterias that need to be done. Nope, wrong ink. We want to do the milled lavender. The milled lavender just highlights it, adds a little accent. If you don't want yours inked, leave it the color that they are. They're perfectly fine with that color, but I like the dimension that ink adds. Reach up there. Oh, you want to know what I discovered? Sometimes when I'm in a hurry, it doesn't work so well, but I always use my clipboard here whenever I'm inking stuff, so I have a spare piece of computer paper on it I can just take off and throw away, and I don't have to worry about a mess. Well, the other day I discovered that if I take my ink pad and put it right under there, it's not perfect. If I pull hard enough, it will move, but for the most part, I can ink and not have to hold my pad. Just thought I'd share that really cool tip with you guys. Because I know ink pad holders, they make them, but they're really expensive. So why not use what I'm already using? Okay, then I'm going to go around the milled lavender that I just did with the crown, Simon Hurley Crown Me, and just really lightly go around the edges again in the middle. Then I took the Crown Me and I put it on the outside edges of this purple piece. And we're going to set that piece aside. We're going to finish our Wisteria. And this, I don't want it really bright purple, so I am going to, once I dip the brush in it, I am going to clean it off quite a bit so it doesn't put a lot of ink on there. I can push harder and put more on there, but then I'm more in control of it if I only have a little bit of ink. And it's not getting where I don't want it. Okay, and then don't go over it with the milled lavender or the lighter color purple, whatever color you're using, really well. But then this purple, don't hit every spot. Just kind of highlight a little bit. You see those? Beautiful. All right, those are done. Then what else do I have to show you on this card? Right, we had our picture frame, or branch frame. I used the slimline size for the slimline card, and then the A2 size for the A2 card. And our branch frames also come with different size branch frames. There's a smaller one, so I cut a smaller one out for that too. And then this is the one that comes with the slimline set. I cut that out as well. Then I inked around both of those with the gray, the Simon Hurley Wolf ink again. Just take it and go all the way around it like that. And pick your frame up and kind of dab it on there to make it a little bit darker in some spots. Then once I get that all inked, I'm going to take a cream color piece, and with this I took my Simon Hurley Gur, a light brown. Mine has glitter in it, if you can tell. This is the one that the girls got into, and I don't know what the heck they did to the edges, but then you're just gonna, this brown, you're just gonna lightly rub over this cream color. You don't want it to cover all the way. You just want it to make it look like a, what does this look like? Like a tea-dyed piece of paper or something? Something like that. Then I already have one that I believe, yep, that I've glued down. You glue your branch frame right in the middle of this piece, and then we're going to tear the edges on it. So I've already done 3 sides of this one. This is easy to tear. And I don't know, some of you, I'm pretty sure all of you know about paper tearing, but if you don't, if you pull towards you, then you'll get the torn edge showing up. If you pull away from you, then you won't, it won't be the torn edge will be on the underside. For this, you want to pull towards you, so you're getting that torn edge to be able to ink. And paper tearing, you can either do it really slowly in small little steps, or you can just take it and rip it. But this, I wanted more control over it because I didn't want inside here, I want that paper showing through, so I didn't want to go down too far. Let me show you the branch. The slimline branch frame is a little bit more difficult because this is the exact size of the card that we're going to make. This one's a little bit smaller, but you still can tear towards you and just make little teeny tiny tears all the way around. Just go slow, and you see some spots I tore it too close, but that's okay. It's my card. No one will ever know, right? Except for you guys. You won't tell, will you? Okay, then you take your gray ink and just ink around those edges. Like that. And this, you can see, has some purple on it. I think it touched my brush or something, but that's okay because that's part of the card. It's okay to get messy and ink everywhere. Oh, it probably touched my nail. See, I got that. See, it's okay to get it everywhere. All right, so we went over the background on this one, the branch frame, the wisteria, the only thing, nope, the only 2 things. We have the leaves. You can see the difference in color of those. Those are going to get inked. I'll show you in 1 second. Also, we have the I love you through it all words. These words actually come with our, I don't have them connected right now, but they come with the wood picture frame, the slimline. They're right in the center here. There's also a hello word and another little square frame over here. I'm taking them apart so I could cut out easier, but these words are also going to get inked the same exact way you did the wisteria and the background, with the milled lavender first and then a little touch of the purple. And then, now we're on to the last step of this one. We are going to take some of our Simon Hurley. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to use this one. Simon Hurley Fake Plant. And this is a really bright green. So I want to really kind of get the brush a little drier. See, I'm not putting my ink pad under here. And this works, distressing pads fit under there too. Okay. These are a little more difficult to be able to hold in ink. Okay, just like that. You want to do it good to the edges with the fake plant. Then I'm going to take the peeled paint again. Let me show you that. See that, how nice that fits under there? Okay, I'm going to take the peeled paint and just go right down. Actually, I want it a little darker on this one. Go right down the center with this. Don't go out towards the edge of the leaves. Just go right down the center like you're highlighting that stem there. Just like that. And you will do that for all the leaves that come in the kit. That is about all I can show you on that one. Now we are down to our very last card. Set that over there. This one is another one of my new, let me check my time real quick, how we doing on time. All right, I got about 7 minutes left because my phone for some reason will cut me off at 27 minutes. All right, this one we're going to use the hydrangea dyes. I love the hydrangea dyes. They're fun. This is another one just like the wisteria where you can cut out the stem and just use that, or you can use the little flowers and layer it, and there's the little leaves. So let me show you how we're going to do this card. First, in your kits, you'll get a brown driftwood piece, and we use the driftwood slimline for the slimline one. And the paper that I cut this brown out of is a wood grain paper. So it has raised spots. You're going to take a brown ink pad and just lay it down like this, and don't go hard, just lightly swirl it around so the ink only touches those raised spots and raises that wood grain up. This is some of my favorite paper. I love doing this with this paper. See how see this side compared to that side? I don't know if you can see that. Finish doing the whole thing. There. And I did that for the A2 size and the slimline. And all of the slimline cards, I don't know if I said it already, all three of them are 8.5 by 3.5. So we're not going with a 4-inch this time, it's 3.5. Because that's what size our dies are made to work on. Then I took a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to use the clear Simon Hurley Clear Skies ink. And this one you don't want it really dark either, so just start out by lightly it took me forever. I looked at this card, I had all the pieces done except for the background ink color, the jar ink color, and the words ink color. It took me forever to decide. I kept looking at them like, what color will work? Then I tried the blue, and I love the way the blues and the pinks in this card work. Okay. Just make it kind of look, and with this, because there are holes and stuff in the background, you want to do the whole back behind it so that you're not just going around the edge and seeing white pieces in between these little slats. You want everything done on it like that. I suppose you could lay it down and just ink where those little pieces were, but that's too hard for me. Take your blue ink pad, go around the edges. Okay, those pieces are done, and I've done the same exact thing with the slimline. Then you're going to take your glass bug jar. In this, you want to do the same thing. Put the blue ink all over it. But then you're going to take it and do it kind of dark on that spot down there, on these ridges up here, and on that little piece. Then take your ink pad and go around the edges again. Then I did the same thing for the background. The Thinking of You is also a new die that'll be available June 1st. It has a shadow. So I cut the shadow out of white, and I did the blue on the background, and then I went around the edges. The Thinking of You word I did with the same blue, but I just made it really dark. And then glued those together. Then let's get to our hydrangeas before we run out of time. Where did I put all my hydrangeas? They disappeared on me, people. I kept one out specific. Oh, it's over here. You guys couldn't tell me that? Okay. A lot of times when I'm layering flowers, I will cut two out and then ink like the stem green and this on the opposite one in a pink, cut them apart and put them together. This hydrangea, you really don't need to do that extra step. You can just cut the stem off. Then ink that stem part. And you're only going to see the top of the stem, so you don't necessarily have to go all the way down. You'll also have leaves with the hydrangeas that you're going to want to ink with the distressed ink. And then set those aside. Let me keep that closer. Then I'm going to use this. I don't even know how to say that. Kitsch Flamingo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, just ignore me. Say it how it's supposed to be. This is really pretty color. This is one of the newer colors. But I'm going to go around here. And how much pressure you put on your brush is what's going to determine your color. You can make it as light as you want. I kind of like it with the lightness and then just those certain spots highlighted. But we're going to highlight them even more because we're going to take our Prom Queen ink and put some ink on there and just go around those edges. Maybe get a little in that center. To kind of darken it up a little bit. See that? Just like that. And then you'll have all kinds of petals with your kit too. You get the kit. I ink them the same exact way. I just put the flamingo in the center. And then I took my brush and I only like highlighted one side of them. So highlight that side and leave it. Or this side, whatever you're doing. Then we're going to take our stem again. And the reason I said you can cut this stem off and not have to layer this one is you can push the stem once you put a few dots of glue on it. You can push it up a little bit further and it will hold. So why go through the extra step of cutting that up? Then you're going to save these because we're not going to put these on until we have the whole card assembled. But once we have the whole card assembled, we will add a few here and there. Set those aside, and I think you're going to do 2 of this size and 1 of the small size for the A2 and 3 of this size and 2 of the smaller size for the slim line. Okay, anyway, that I believe is all the stuff that I wanted to show you that you could pre-do before our June 11th and 12th live. I don't know what time we're gonna, or what day or what time. We've requested Saturday, so hopefully we'll get on June 12th. But look for this card kit or craft along kit to be available on our website tomorrow at noon. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.